Hello, good evening. Please
Good evening.
confirm you can hear me clearly.
Yeah,
Can hear you, sir.
All right, Alexia.
yeah, we can hear
Yes,
you,
sir.
sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
All right, good evening. So I've been trying to log on. It's just the network that's been holding me down. All right, we move to our topic for today. We are looking at pricing decision. We started this topic last week on our last class. That should be on Sunday class, if I'm not mistaken. Please,
No.
have the material, please. Talk to people on the chat to give you the material. I can't be leaving the class to be sharing material now. The material, the complete material was shared to all students. So if you don't have that material, please, you can ask on the group chat. But I cannot leave the classroom and start sharing material now. So please talk to your colleague. All right. What we are looking at today is how do companies determine the selling price for their products? What are the factors that company consider in order to determine the selling price for their products? We explained this briefly in one of our classes. How do we determine selling price? If you look at price, the price of a product has a lot of impact on the product's quantity demanded. The selling price for company, we have impact on the reported profits. We have impact on the sales revenue. Regardless of the nature of the company's business, the size of a company, the complexity of a business organization, the selling price or pricing is one of the most sensitive decisions that senior management must make. The price of a product or the price of a service is one of the most sensitive decisions that the senior management must decide. For many products, the selling price is the primary determinant of quantity demanded. You may ask yourself, how does equity determine your tuition fee? If you are to write just one paper, you are required to pay certain amounts. If you are writing two papers, you will be required to pay certain amounts. How does equity professional determine the price for this service? There are several factors. Even as an individual, if you approach an interview and you are being asked to name your price, how much should we pay you? That question is very delicate. You are worried that if you quote a price that is too high, the company can decide to reject your application. And if you quote a price that is too low, then you might be underpricing yourself. That means price is a major decision and is very sensitive. And this price is not static. the price of a product is regularly being reviewed. If you look at it, if you go to market today, you may get a product for 1,000 naira today. The same product you bought for 1,000 naira today, if you get to the market tomorrow, it can become 1,200 naira. What has happened? Why are we having fluctuation in prices? We shall be discussing this today in our class. We have explained that one is pricing is a very sensitive decision. The price of a product will have impact on the quantity demanded. The pricing decision will affect contribution and volume of demand. Pricing can be used as a weapon to achieve competition or to discourage competition. Company can use pricing as an instrument to achieve competition. You can also use your pricing as an instrument to eliminate competition. Let me give a good example. Look at the business war between Dangote and Otedola. We know Otedola to be, Otedola main business is the oil sector. His major business is in oil environment. And for Dangote, Dangote has been in the manufacturing sector. Along the line, Dangote ventured into oil business. And that to Otedola is seen as going into his own business. In retaliation, Otedola entered into cement business. Now, to frustrate Otedola out of this business, Dangote slashed the price of cement below the cost of production. Dangote brought down the price of cement below production cost. And that forced Otedola out of cement business. What are we trying to say here? Is that you can use your pricing to eliminate competition. All right. What are the factors that can affect pricing or that can determine company's price, selling price? One of these is the corporate objective of the company. The company corporate objective can affect pricing. For example, if a company is established to make profits, where a company is established to make profits, then that company is likely to charge high price because the objective is to maximize profits. But where an organization is established to render social services, for example, government services. If you look at government hospital is provided at a subsidized rate because government is not in the business of making profits. Government exists to render services to the people. So government can afford to provide health care at a subsidized rate. Government can also provide transport services at a subsidized rate. For some of us that use BRT, if you compare the price of taking a BRT to the price of public transport, the normal public transport, you observe that there is differences in prices because the corporate objective of government is not to maximize profit. While the corporate objective of a private company is to maximize profit. So, number one, the corporate objective of a company can have impact on the selling price. Number two, nature of the company's products. If your product is of necessity, that means consumer must buy. Then even if you increase your price, the consumer will still have to buy. But when your product is luxury, then it is not a must for us to buy the products. So the nature of the company's product will have impact on the pricing. Number three is the actual cost of production. Your cost of production will have impact on your price. In most cases, even governments, no company will sell below the cost of production. If you cannot make profits, you must not incur loss. It is very rare for a company to sell its products below the cost of production. So, actual cost of production will have impact on the price of the products. Number four is the degree of competition. If a company operates in a competitive market where competition is very high or very steep, then you cannot afford to increase your price anyhow. If you look at the tuition centers, ICAN tuition center is very competitive. You cannot afford to charge price because students will compare prices. Students will go to center A, center B and compare prices because that market is highly competitive. But if you are operating in a monopoly market, you are a monopoly, then you can charge price. And the customer has no choice. A good example is power holding. If you look at the power holding company, they will just wake up and say, we have increased tariffs by 50%. And they will just change the charging. Before you know it, your electricity bill monthly has increased. And we cannot do without these lights. The alternative of fuel is more expensive. If you are fueling your gen, you spend more. So to some extent, the power holding companies, they are enjoying monopoly. And lastly, we talk about the elasticity of demand, the elasticity demand of the company's products. the elasticity demand will also have impacts on the company's products. If I ask the class, what is elasticity demand? If you are to answer this question correctly, elasticity demand is the responsiveness of demand to change in any variables that affect demand. I will take that again. Elasticity of demand is the responsiveness of demand to change in any of the variables that affect demand. Note, you can have price elasticity of demand. That means price can affect demand. You can have income elasticity of demand. That means income can affect demand. And so on. All right. I will explain the introduction to pricing. What are the methods of determining price? What are the methods of determining price? Commonly, the most commonly used method of determining product price is cost plus pricing method. The most widely used method of determining product price is what we call cost plus pricing method. Cost plus pricing method. There are three types of cost plus pricing method. There are three types or three variants of cost plus pricing method. Number one is full cost plus pricing method. Full cost plus pricing method. This method is also known as absorption cost plus pricing method. This method is also known as absorption cost pricing method. Under this method, the total cost of the product is calculated. Under this method, the total cost of the product is calculated. The total cost includes the variable cost, the fixed cost, and other costs incurred. Under the full cost plus pricing method, the total cost of the product is calculated. The total cost includes variable cost, fixed cost, and other costs incurred. Now, when you are done with the total cost, a percentage markup is added to the total cost so as to determine the selling price of the product. A percentage markup is added to the total cost of the product so as to determine the selling price of the product. This is full cost plus pricing method. That is number one method. Number two method, marginal cost plus pricing method. Marginal cost plus pricing method. Under this method, only the variable cost is added together. The variable cost of production will be added, and a percentage markup will be added to the total variable cost so as to determine or to arrive at the selling price. For marginal costing method, you are only going to consider your relevant costs, and your relevant costs are all the variable costs. When you are done adding all your variable costs, then you are going to add a percentage markup to the variable cost. That will now give you the selling price of the product. Please note, marginal cost plus pricing method is mostly used for decision making. Marginal cost plus pricing method is mostly used by company when you are looking at short-term decision making. For short-term decision making, that is number two method of calculating selling price, the price of a product. Company can decide to use marginal cost plus pricing method. The number three method, target return pricing method, or what we call return on investment pricing method. Return on investment pricing method. For this method, the total amount of investment attributable to a product is calculated. The total investment to achieve production is calculated. And a percentage return on investment is calculated. I'll take that again. For return on investment method, pricing method, you are going to determine the total, you are going to calculate the total investment required to be able to achieve production. Thereafter, you are going to calculate the expected return on investment. The expected return on investment will be added to the total cost of the product. Look at it here. Total cost plus percentage return on investment divided by the expected volume of sales. That will give you selling price per unit. When can we use this method? When can we use return on investment method? This method is mostly used for planning purposes. We can use this method for planning purposes. We can also use this method if you are trying to maximize the weight, if you are trying to achieve, to maximize the weight of the shareholders, or you are trying to meet the expectation of the shareholders. If the objective is to meet the expectation of the shareholder, then we can use target return on investment pricing method. These three methods we have explained fall under cost plus pricing method. We explained this in our last class. I was just trying to re-explain because in our Sunday class, that special class, Sunday, we explained this last week, Sunday class. I was trying to do this again, to be able to carry some students in the class recently. All right, any questions so far?
No, not a question, but just a clarification.
All right, please go ahead. Oliver.
Yes, Oliver. This is our first time of having this class on price decision. The last one was on
cost estimation.
Cost estimation, yes, cost estimation, and we solved and we ended it there. So we have not treated this.
Okay, that means this is your first time of being in it. Oh, that's fine. Is that your question or your comments, really?
My comments, sir. My comments, yeah.
Okay,
there is
fine.
a mix-up from your
Okay, you
side.
are not losing anything. We are taking the class afresh tonight. So all right, I just joined the class. Can you hear with previous classes? No problem. You can always get the previous classes video, no problem. All right. Now, let me look at the chat again. All right, no problem. Janet, you can always get the previous classes. No, that's not a problem. All right. Now, let's move on with the class. We discuss our next discussion, pricing strategies. We want to look at pricing strategy. Now, where a company introduces a new product, where a company is planning to introduce a new product, the company in question must determine or must decide on the appropriate pricing strategy to use to be able to launch the products into the market. Let me take that introduction again. When a company is planning to introduce a new product to the market for the first time, the company's management must decide on the appropriate pricing strategy to use to be able to launch that product onto the market. There are different pricing strategies a company can use to launch a new product onto the market. Now, this aspect has to do with, when we say pricing strategy, it has to do with when a company is launching a new product for the first time. It is the duty of the company's management to decide on the strategy to use to launch that product onto the market. There are different strategies. We have different pricing strategy. However, two methods or two strategies are mostly used or commonly used when launching a new product. Two strategies, two pricing strategies are mostly used when launching a new product to the market. The first one is market skimming pricing strategy. Market skimming pricing strategy. This involves charging high prices when a product is first introduced or launched into the market or onto the market. This strategy involves charging high price when a company is launching a new product to the market. And the objective of market skimming is to gain higher profits at the early stage of the product life cycle. The objective of market skimming is for the company to obtain higher profits. At the early stage of the product life cycle, as soon as a company launches a new product for the first time to the market, the company will charge higher price. That is the pricing, that is market skimming pricing strategy. To obtain sales, the company will spend heavily on advertisements and sales promotion in order to be able to obtain sales. Now, for market skimming to be successful, the competitors must not introduce rival products to the market. If a company is trying to do market skimming, you want to charge higher price for your products, you must be sure that your competitor will not bring in a rival product to the market. Number two is that your product must have some uniqueness for you to be able to skim the market. You are bringing a new product that is coming with some uniqueness, not present in existing products. Then you can do market skimming successfully. All right. So you can launch a product, company can launch a product to the market using market skimming pricing strategy. Number two method. Market penetration pricing strategy. market penetration pricing strategy. It's an alternative to market skimming pricing. It involves charging low price. Charging a low price when a new product is introduced to the market for the first time. Market penetration strategy involves charging low price when a new product is first introduced to the market. The objective of market penetration is to be able to obtain higher sales demand. To be able to obtain higher sales demand as quickly as possible. The company is able to obtain larger share of the market. You are able to win more customers in the market by charging low price. That low price will enable the company to penetrate the market and obtain higher sales volume, obtain larger share of the market. Please note, for market penetration to succeed, the company in question must be a cost leader. I'll take that again. For market penetration to succeed, for you to be able to charge a low price, the company in question must be a cost leader. What is cost leader? A cost leadership strategy is a strategy of becoming the lowest producer of a product in the market. That is, you must be able to achieve production as the lowest cost. If you are able to achieve production at the lowest cost, then you can afford to charge low price for your products. By charging low price for your products, you are going to have more patronage from the customers. That means you are going to achieve volume, higher turnover. Higher turnover will give you your profits. So a company can launch a new product to the market, onto the market for the first time by using market penetration pricing strategy, provided the company is a cost leader. That is, the company can achieve production at the lowest possible cost. Now, these two methods are commonly used. These two strategies are commonly used when a company is planning to introduce a new product to the market for the first time. We have other methods. We have passive value pricing. Passive value. It simply means that the customer may be willing to pay higher price for a product, because of the perceived value the customer is getting. That the seller is able to charge higher price for its product because of the perceived value from that product. A good example, if you look at table water, we have different brand of table water. But if you go to the market, look at Nestle table water, Nestle food. If you look at Nestle table water, why other table water sells for 200 naira? If you go to the market, Nestle is like 350. And some people will still prefer to buy Nestle table water. They are prepared to pay higher price for that product because of the perceived value, because of the brand, that company brand, that Nestle food, anything coming out from that company is perceived to be of high quality. And the company can charge higher price. That we have our own customer. We know our brand, we know our class. And we have some customer like that, or some consumer. They will tell you that I can't just take any table water. I want to know the brand. These customers are less bothered about the price of the product. That is perceived value pricing. Number next, price discrimination method. Differential pricing strategy. Company can also adopt differential pricing strategy or price discrimination strategy. This simply means that a company can decide to sell identical products in different markets at different prices. You can decide to sell the same products in different segments of the market at different prices. That is price discrimination. This is very common. Customer A may approach you. You are going to sell to that customer at 1,000. Customer B will approach you. You sell at 1,500. The same product. What are you doing? You are just doing differential pricing strategy. Because you are able to segment your market. Market segmentation. You know, it's very possible. You approach me for PM privately. I will say pay this amount. The next person will approach me. I will say pay X amount. I can charge different amounts from different customers for the same product. This is differential pricing strategy. But please note, for you to talk of price discrimination, you must be able to segment your market. Right. Then lastly, we talk about complementary products. Complementary products, where two products are jointly demanded. When you have products that go together, once you buy one, Once you demand for one, then you are likely to demand for the second, for the other. So at times you can have complementary product pricing. You can have complementary product pricing. It means that because the two products are complementary, you are aware that if a customer should buy product A, that customer will be forced to buy product B. You are aware that if a customer should buy product A, then that customer must buy product B. Then you can deliberately reduce the price of product A. If you reduce the price of product A, demand for product A will rise. And once demand for product A rises, then demand for product B will also rise. That is complementary product pricing. All right. Any question? Any question, please? Okay. We have spent almost an hour explaining. Let me pause the explanation here. Let us go to question. We still have other explanation, but let me take question to what are the explanation we have gotten so far. So I'm going to pause the explanation here. Let's look at questions. Like I said on the group chat, the complete material has been shared. Equally, we have shared the question we are solving also on this platform. We are starting with illustration 4. Yes, I will be starting with this illustration. This question is available on the group chat. Illustration 4 is available on the group chat. You can look at it. Let's look at this question. This question, ICAN texted 2019. Let's go to it together. I'll read. Tech Park Nigerian Limited, in brackets TNL, produces various types of packaging products for the food industry. TNL has just introduced a new type of pack, and its marketing manager is considering how to penetrate the market with the pack. The following pricing strategy has been suggested. 1, market skimming pricing strategy. 2, market penetration pricing strategy. 3, full cost plus price, return on investment price, and marginal cost plus price. Next, the management accountants has just provided the following data about the pack. 1, Non-current assets needed for the production of the part, 2 million. Working capital requirements are estimated at 400,000. Expected annual sales volume, 40,000 units. Variable production cost, 60 naira per unit. Fixed production cost will be 300,000 naira each year. Annual non-production cost will be 100,000 naira. Next, markup for the pack will be as follows. 1. If full cost plus price is used, 25%. If marginal cost plus price is used, 40%. Target return on investment of 10% per year required. Discuss the above pricing method and advise when each can be used. Be part of the question. Calculate what the price of the pack should be. If its price is based on 1, full cost plus pricing, marginal cost plus pricing, and return on investment pricing. All right. This question was texted 2019 for 15 marks. I want to believe the question is clear. To what extent do we understand the question and the examiner requirement? Yes, examiner say we should discuss. Explain to us what is market scheming pricing. When can we use this method of pricing strategy? The line is open. Let us discuss. Yes, I want to hear from you.
Okay. Market scheming.
Yeah, who is speaking, please?
Osioma.
Yeah, Isioma.
Okay. The company normally will apply market scheming when they are trying to launch their products for the first time into the market. And
Okay.
market scheming, it simply means charging high prices, and which also means that they will have to spend heavily on advertising and sales promotion in order to achieve sales.
Okay.
And that
Okay,
the
when can we? Okay, go ahead.
And the company must not introduce a rivalry product, and the products that are introduced for the first time must be unique.
Okay. Yes. This method will be successful if the product comes with some uniqueness and there is no rival product in the market. Thank you, Isioma. What's next? Market penetration.
To add to that, market scheming. This is Oliver speaking.
Yeah, Oliver, okay.
Yeah. It's also applied when the company wants to realize profits at the early stage of the product.
Great. When the company wants to achieve higher profit at the early stage of the product life cycle. Thank you, Oliver. Now, market penetration. Who is speaking? How should we call it?
Oliver speaking.
Okay,
the
Oliver.
Market penetration is an alternate to market scheming. It is a company charges low price when a new product is introduced to the market at the first time. And for the company to succeed, it must be a cost leader. And being a cost leader implies that the company should be able to produce at the lowest production cost.
At the lowest possible cost of production.
Yeah, in the industries. Yeah.
All right, that's great. That's fine.
To obtain a higher sales, as in to obtain a higher sales share, as in to obtain to have a higher share of the market.
Of the market, fine.
As quickly as possible.
I think that's fine. All right, number 3. We're speaking full cost plus price. We're speaking. Abiodun, you are there. Alexia. Adeoluwa, yes, let's speak.
Okay, for the full cost pricing, also known as the assumption cost pricing method. That under this method, the total cost is to determine the price of a product is to add up the fixed cost, the variable cost, and other costs included in the production of that product, and of which a certain percentage as markup will be added to it.
All right, that's great. We are going to consider the total cost of the product. This includes the variable cost, the fixed cost, and other costs. In addition, we are going to add a percentage markup to the total cost. That will arrive at the selling price. All right, thank you. That's Oliver again.
Yes.
Now, Oliver, you have to. Yeah. Now, Oliver, mute.
Okay.
Next person now. Return on investment pricing. Who is speaking to this?
Okay, return on Ozioma.
Okay, our line is again. Okay, you have 2 slots. Okay.
The return on investment is mostly used for planning purpose. And again, the objective of the company while using return on investment is in order to meet up with the shareholders' wealth, to maximize shareholders' wealth.
Okay, to meet shareholder expectation. Okay.
Yes. But
that's not all. How do we calculate return on investment pricing? Isioma has tried. She has told us that we can use this method for planning purposes. Also, this method can be used if you are trying to meet the expectation of the investors, the owners of the business. That's fine. So who is going to add to it?
Okay, to ascertain the price of a product.
Wait, Oliver.
Yes, sir.
No, please hold on.
Okay. Hello, sir.
Yes, we all have 2 slots. Yes, Ablatif.
To ascertain the price, it will be total cost plus percentage return on investment divided by expected unit volume.
Thank you. To calculate return on investment pricing, under this method, total investment is calculated and a percentage return is also calculated. Then the percentage return will be added to the total cost in order to determine the price of the product. And this method is commonly used or is mostly used for planning purposes and to meet the expectation of the investor. All right, thank you, Ablatif. Then the last one, marginal cost plus pricing method. Who is speaking to this? Marginal cost plus.
Marginal cost plus. It is a pricing method that is arrived at by considering only the variable cost of production.
Great.
Plus
what?
Plus the percentage markup.
That's correct. When can we use marginal cost plus pricing?
For management decision, short-term management decision.
Thank you. It is mostly used. The marginal cost plus pricing is mostly used for short-term management or business decision. Short-term business decision. Thank you. All right, please. If you look at last diet's question set, a lot of questions you have in that question that they are in theories. The exam you are writing, you are likely to have tested question, like 45% of your question
I can't hear you, sir. Sorry, can others hear him?
No.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Sorry, I have a temporary technical glitch, but the network is back. Just 1 minute. All right, let's continue. Requirement B says, calculate what the price of the part should be. If its price is based on 1, full cost plus pricing, 2, marginal cost plus pricing, and 3, return on investment pricing. Let's go to the working board. Please remember the data. Please remember this data we are giving. This data will be required for our calculation. I might ask questions for this data. Please supply as appropriate. Let's go to our solution aspects. All right. We are now in the B part of the question. B, examiner says, calculate price if 1, full cost plus pricing. God have mercy. Oh.
Amen.
All right, please. What is variable cost per unit?
60 naira.
Let's pick up 60 naira. Okay. Now, what is the volume of production? I mean, are we going to produce volume of production and sales? Look at the question. Volume of production or volume of sales?
40,000 units.
It's in the question. Thank
40,000.
you. 40,000 units. 40,000 units. That means we can get total production cost. Number of units multiplied by variable cost per unit. What is total production cost? Sorry, total variable cost. Total
2,100,000.
variable cost is equal to 40,000 units multiplied by 60 naira. That will give us 2,400,000. All right. Remember, full cost. You must pick the variable cost and the fixed cost and all other costs. That is the full cost method. Next, our total fixed cost. Total fixed costs. We have fixed production cost. How much, please?
300,000.
Thank you, 300,000. Next, we have non-production cost. How much, please?
100,000.
2,000.
Non-production cost. This non-production cost 100,000. That means the total fixed cost is 400,000. Our total fixed cost is 400,000. Our total fixed cost. Therefore, total cost is total variable cost plus total fixed cost. What do you have? What is the total cost, please?
2.8 million.
Thank you. Total cost is equal to these two added. That becomes 2,800,000. We have gotten the total cost of production. Now, percentage markup will be added. Markup. What is the markup? If the examiner says if full cost plus, what is the percentage markup?
20%.
25%.
25%.
25%, please. 25%. Please compute 25% of 2.8 million. What do you have?
$700,000.
700,000.
How much?
700,000.
700,000.
700,000. Now, if you add your total cost to your markup, that will give you your total sales value. That is the total revenue. Total, because your markup is your profits. Total sales value is 3.5 million. Now, what is price per one? Remember, this is total sales value. Volume of sales is 40,000. Total sales value is 3.5 million. What is selling price per unit? Look at it, please. Our volume of sales is 40,000 units. Therefore, price per unit, that is selling price per unit, selling price per unit is equal to total sales value, 3.5 million, divided by number of units sold, 40,000. Please, what do you have here?
7.5.
87 naira 50 kobo. So if the company uses full cost plus pricing method, then the selling price per unit will be 87 naira 50 kobo. Any question, please? Please feel free to ask your question. Also, please, it's not a crime if you want to copy, because some will be in the class. The person will just log on and the person is sleeping. So for you to be alert in this online class, it's not a crime if you are just jotting down. Of course, after the class, we are going to share the solution. But for you to be active in class, you can write down. All right. We move to Roma figure 2. B Roma figure 2. B Roma figure 2. That is calculate price if marginal cost plus pricing is used. In this case, you only pick your variable cost. You can see that this question is actually simple. I'll just come here. I will pick my total variable cost. Total variable cost is 2.4 million. That's all. Then I will now add a percentage markup. Pick only your variable cost here now. Just come here. We continue. Just continue from here. Our total variable cost as calculated above, 2,400,000 Now look at the question. What is the markup for marginal cost plus pricing?
40%.
40%.
40%. Please compute 40% of 2.4 million.
960,000.
960,000. That represents the profits. So sum up, you are going to get total sales value. How much, please? 3 million.
360,000.
360,000. Okay. Then introduce your volume of sales. Volume of sales as given is 40,000 units. Therefore, price per one, selling price per one, therefore, selling price per unit is equal to total sales value, 3,360,000 divided by 40,000 units. What do you have, please?
84 naira.
84 naira. That means if the company decides to use marginal cost plus pricing method, then company selling price will be 84 naira. You can see why price fluctuates. The company can say we want to use marginal cost plus. Then the company will charge 84 naira. Then number 3, B3. B3 says, B Roma figure 3. It says, calculates price if return on investment pricing is used. In this case, first we are going to determine total investments. Total investments. Now go and look at that question and the data. What is investment in non-current assets? How much?
2 million.
2 million.
Yeah.
Non-current asset, that's an investment. That means the company must invest 2 million to acquire non-current assets. Then go and look at investment in working capital.
400,000.
Thank you. These are the two investments in this question. Then total investment. Please sum this together. 2.4 million.
400,000.
2.4 million. Okay. Next, determine return on investment. What is the target return on investment? Please look at the question.
10%.
10%.
10%. Okay. target return on investment on investments. Examiner say 10%. So it's equal to 10% of 2.4 million.
240,000.
240,000.
This is 240,000. This is target return. Now go ahead. If you remember when we explained, we said the target return will be added to the total cost. Good enough, we have calculated total cost. Come here. Our total cost, our total variable cost as computed ahead. Total variable cost is how much safe? 2.4 yeah.
Yes,
2.4 million. Our total fees cost. Total fees cost 400. Please sum these three together. Target return plus total variable cost plus total fees cost.
3,040,000.
Sorry, I can hardly hear you, please.
30-40, 3,040,000.
3,040,000. Thank you. That will represent your total sales value. You observe that we have introduced the expected return on investment. That we must be able to meet return on investment. Whatever price we are going to charge, we must be able to meet the expectation of the investor. This becomes your total sales value. Then you can now calculate selling price per unit. Just come here. Price per unit is equal to the total sales value you have there. 3,040,000 divided by 40,000 units. Please, what is the price per unit?
76. Yeah.
How much?
76 naira.
76 naira. You are done with this question. You are done with this part of the question. All right. Any question, please?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Mr. Blatif.
So if the company intends to apply scheming method, which is to achieve higher profit at the early stage of the product, so the company will rather use cost plus pricing method.
Full
Which one
cost,
is that? Yes, full cost method. 87.50 kobo.
But they after they even charge more than this. They can charge 100 naira, sir.
Based on this calculation. Based on this calculation.
Yes, okay, yes.
And if it will be cost leadership method, which is the third one, I think the company will rather use return on investment, target return on investment method.
Okay, I understand. Yes, you are trying to look at our solution. You don't want to interpret
Exactly.
it. Okay, I
Exactly.
understand. That's fine. All right, that's fine. We still have an hour. Let's go and see. Let's look at pricing. It's a very good area, very sensitive area. Let's look at question 4. Let's look at question 3. Let me look at question 3. If it's Let me look at the question before we go into it. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. All right. Illustration 3. We have addressed illustration 4. Let's look at illustration 3. We go to this question together. AMA is a large garden equipment supplier with retail stores throughout the country. Many of the products it says are bought in from outside suppliers, but some are correctly manufactured by AMA's own manufacturing division, NAIR. The prices, in bracket, transfer price, that NAIR charges to the retail store are set by head office and has been the subject of some discussion. The current policy is for NAIR to calculate the total variable cost of production. The current policy is for NAIR to calculate the total variable cost of production and delivery and add 30% for profits. You don't have this question, okay? Are you on the group charts?
Yes.
Did you check this question in the complete material?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will check the question now.
It's not there, sir.
It's not there?
Yes, sir.
Let me quickly check. Okay, or let me do something so that we don't take time. I should be there. Okay, let me do something so that we can all follow this. Let me see if I can do something. Material. Just 1 minute. Let me see. Just 1 minute. I have to resume. Oh. Let me. Just 1 minute. Let me see if I can. Just 1 minute. So you can go. Close. I want to be sure the question is complete. Requirement, if yeah, okay, it's fine now. All right, let's go to it together. If you can look at the group charts, so let's go to this question together. Let's take the question again. Illustration 3. AMA is a large garden equipment supplier with retail store throughout the country. Many of the products it sells are bought in from outside supplier, but some are correctly manufactured by AMA's own manufacturing division, NAIL. The prices that NAIL charges to the retail store are set by head office and have been the subject of discussion. The current policy is for NAIL to calculate the total variable cost of production and delivery and add 30% for profits. NAIL argues that all costs should be taken into consideration, offering to reduce the markup on cost to 10% in this case. The retail stores are unhappy with the current pricing policy arguing that it results in prices that are often higher than comparable products available in the market. NAIL has provided the following information to enable a price comparison to be made of the two possible pricing policy for one of its products. Next, garden spares. The product garden spares, steel. The spare has 0.4 kilogram of high quality steel in the final products. The manufacturing processes loses 5% of all steel put in. Steel costs 400,000 per tons. 1 ton is equal to 1,000 kilograms. Other materials. Other materials are bought in and have a list price of 300 naira per kg although AMA secure 10% volume discount on all purchases. The spare require 0.1 kilogram of this material. Labor. The labor time to process spare is 0.5 hour per unit. And labor cost is 1,000 naira per unit. Okay? To produce 1 unit, you require 0.5 hours. And labor cost 1,000 naira per unit. Next, variable overhead. Variable overhead are absorbed at the rate of 150% of labor rate. And the fixed overhead are 80% of variable overhead. Delivery is made by an outsourced distributor that charges NE 50 kobo per NE per garden spare for delivery. Requirements. Calculate the price that NE will charge for the garden spare under the existing policy of variable cost plus. B. Calculate the increase or decrease in price if the pricing policy switch to total cost plus 10%. Discuss whether or not, including fixed cost, we can take this later. All right. The question is a bit long, but it's also a question that can be tested at any time. Now let's go to this question together. Now, in my usual manner, to what extent do we understand this question and the examiner requirements? To what extent? Yes, Oliver.
Here is a company that has alternative supply for its products, but not everything, and also has a production unit. And that production unit produces it and also supply to their outlets. But there's a challenge with the pricing because the retail store feels that the pricing charged from within production, from in-house production, is quite high. So the company uses a variable cost pricing for its products. So what they intend to do is to see how if at the end of the day it is cheaper to buy outside or to produce inside. Anton, sir.
Sorry, I have a technical glitch. There was a okay, this is the material. Sorry, I have a technical glitch. Oliver, you were trying to say something.
Yes, I was saying that here's a company that that purchases some of its material from outside vendors and also produce in-house. And from there, they supply to their stores all across the country. But there seems to be this issue about the pricing from in-house production, which the company intends to compare with outsourcing this product from outside. So we hope that the calculation that will be derived will help us decide.
All right, thank you. Of course, as Oliver says, this company source products from outside. They also manufacture inside. Now, the manufacturing department is the nail. We have the hammer that purchases goods from outside suppliers. Now they have chains in retail stores where they sell their products, but they are battling with pricing now. If you look at the explanation here, it's between variable cost plus method and total cost plus method. That is full cost plus method and marginal cost plus method. The first requirement is calculate the price that NE will charge for the garden spare under the existing policy of variable cost plus at 30%. In this case, we are going to try to identify all the variable costs of producing a garden spare. Then we are now going to add a percentage markup. When we go back to this question now, we have material, steel. Examiner says the spare have 0.4 kg of highly quality steel. I think this should be quantity. Okay. That means to produce a spare, you are going to require 0.4 kg of a material called steel for the final product. Examiner now says the manufacturing process loss is 5%. That means if I introduce this raw material, this steel, 5% will be bad. That means the actual amount used for production, if I introduce 100% of raw material called steel for my production, 5% of this raw material will go bad. Process log 6. That means the actual amount used for production is 95%. That 95% is represented by 0.4 kg. To achieve quality final product, we must have 0.4 kg. Now, you cannot purchase 0.4 kg. That will represent 95%. You must purchase 100% because you are sure that 5% of your raw material will go back. If you now want to purchase, you are going to buy 100%. It's like saying you want to cook. Let's take a close example. If at any point in time you are cooking food, Let's take Gary, for example. In the cost of mixing your Gary, some will drop down in the kitchen, probably on the floor or on the table. That is what we call process losses, unavoidable losses. That means if you are going to purchase this raw material, you are going to make provision for the loss. We are going to adjust this. There's going to be adjustment to this. Now, secondly is, this material is given to us in kg. But examiner says still costs 400,000 per tons. Now, examiner now say 1 ton is equal to 1,000 kg. That means, and because this material is given to me in kg, and the price is given to me in tons, I must also convert the price to kg. Now let's go to solution. Because I only have 30 minutes. We manage it. You come here, the first method. A part of this question. A. Calculate price based on current policy. The current policy is variable cost plus. We also call it marginal cost plus. Variable cost plus. Oh, sorry. Variable cost plus the current policy is variable cost plus. Please note, it's also called marginal cost plus pricing. Oh, sorry. I didn't reshare when. Oh, sorry. Can you see my screen now?
We've been seeing your screen.
Yes, we
since,
can
sir.
see it.
Oh, you can see my screen before.
Yes, sir.
Somebody is saying, please share the screen now. Let's go with this class. I saw a chat saying, please share the screen. Oh, the person is creating confusion for me, really.
No, it's Latif.
I know it's you, but the screen is shared. Why you ask me to share the screen again now? Let's go on. We start from material. Our material, we have steel. Now, the actual material required for production is 0.4 kg. But we are going to have a process losses, which is 5%. That means this material you have here, 0.4 kg is just, if process loss is 5%, and the total material must be 100%. 100% minus 5%. That means the actual material used for production is 95%. This 0.4 kg represents 94%. Now gross up to get 100%. Just do like this: 0.4 kg divided by 95%, 0.95. Please work this out. What do you have?
0.42.
You can respond by a chat. I can't hear you.
0.42.
Okay, 0.421 kg. This is the material the company will purchase. The company will make provision for process losses. We know that once we go into production, 5% will be bad. The balance will be used. You have gotten the material for that, the total material for that kg. Now, let's compute price per kg. You are given that steel cost is equal to 400,000 per ton. An examiner say no. 1 ton no, sorry. The 1 ton is equal to 1,000 kg. Now, if I want to convert this price to kg now, this cost to kg, that means steel cost per kg will be equal to 400,000 divided by 1,000, because 1 ton is equal to 1,000 kg. If you work this out, the cost per kg will give you 400 per kg. Please watch out. Examiner knows that this question is not very difficult, but because what you need to do is just to pick up your variable cost. So the examiner was just trying to introduce twist to the question by bringing tons and kg, convert back to tons. Examiner now introduce process log 6. It's just to give it that tone or that touch of skill class that this is second level. This is not foundation class, because this topic is also available in foundation. When it comes to pricing, under what is called costing. So we have gotten 400 naira per kg. You can now compute. You can now compute that, okay, for my steel, please know this, steel, I'm going to buy 0.421 kg multiplied by price per kg, 400 naira per kg. Please, what do you have here?
168.4.
168.4.
168.40. We have settled that. We move to other material. Examiner says, look at this again. Other materials. Other materials are bought in and have a list price of 300 naira per kg. Although AMA secure 10% volume discount on all purchases. The spare requires 0.1 kg of this material. You can calculate this. This is subject to discount. I'll just come here. I'll come here if I want to do this. We are going to enjoy 10% discounts on all purchases. I'll come here. Other material. Other material. We require 0.1 kg. The price per kg is 300 naira. But we are going to enjoy 10% discount. That means if we are going to pay, we are going to pay just 90%. Hello? If you are enjoying 10% discount, that means out of 100% payment you are supposed to make, you are going to just pay 90%. So you come here, multiply by 90%, 0.9. Please compute the price. What is the other material per unit?
NGN 27 per unit.
27 naira.
27 naira per unit. No, multiply by the kg now.
Yeah, it's 27 naira.
Okay. Oh, there's a 27 naira, 0.00. All right. Shall get better. Labor cost. Labor cost. Labor costs. Examiner says to produce 1 unit is 0.25 hours. Let's refer to that part of the question. Can we all see it? Can we all see that, please?
Yes, we can.
Let me try and go back to that. Examiner says the labor time to produce S is 0.5 hours per unit. And labor cost 1,000 naira per unit. This is just direct safe. Just call me. Both of them are in units. Therefore, labor cost multiplied by 1,000 naira. This is labor cost to produce 1 garden spare. Please multiply.
250, sir.
250. Remember, we are picking variable cost based on the existing policy, variable cost and the delivery cost. We go again. We have peak labor cost. In the question, we have variable overhead are absorbed at the rate of 150% of labor rate. Let's go to this. 150% of labor rates. How do we compute this? There are 2 ways you can do it. You know, labor rate we computed here is 250.
Yes, sir.
So you can do 150% of 250. Labor rate we have here is 250 here. You can just do like this. Let me pick my pen. Our variable rates, variable overhead is equal to 0.25 hours multiplied by, please, what is 150% of 1,000?
150,000.
Please put 150% of 1,000.
150,000.
150,000.
Yes.
1,500.
It's 1,500.
Oh, sorry, divided by 100.
So 150% of 1,000 will give you 1,500. Let me even show it, because some might be looking at it and be wondering, how do they get this? How do you get this 1,500? Just come here. Let me take this off. Let me even show it. Just do like this. 1,000 multiplied by 1.5. This is 150%. This will give you your cost now. If you multiply 1.5, that is 1.5 is technically 150%. Or I can also do this, because I can do this. Some will say, how do you get 1.5 now? I'll just do like this. I'll just put 150% here times 150%. Times 150%. Work this out. What's the final answer? You are going to 375. Examiner says variable overhead is 150% of labor rate. Our labor rate is hour multiplied by, our labor rate we computed 0.5 hour multiplied by 1,000. Then look for 150% of, that's your variable. That's your variable overhead cost. Remember, you are using marginal costing method. So you are going to take all the variable costs. We cannot pick fixed cost here. Then lastly, what is the delivery cost? The existing method, let's go back to it. For the existing method, so you can see why we are taking variable costs. When we are taking delivery cost, look at the examiner says, where is that part of the question? Look at it. The current policy is for NE to calculate the total variable cost of production and delivery and add 30% for profit. So let's go to it. We have picked all the variable costs. Now let's go and pick our delivery cost. What is the delivery cost in this question?
15 naira per shade.
Thank you. Examiner say, delivery is made by an outsourced distributor that charges NE 50 naira per garden expert for delivery. This is direct. Delivery per unit or per garden expert. I'll come here. The delivery is delivery costs 50 naira per unit. Please sum up your cost. 186.4 plus 27 plus 250. Please sum this up. That will give you your total variable
It's
and
870.
how much, please?
870.4.
Cost per how much?
70.4. 870.4.
0.40. Then to get our selling price, we are going to add a markup. What is the markup currently being used?
30% or so.
30%. Please compute 30% and add back. What do you have, please?
In total.
1,131.52.
What is the 30% first? Oh, 0.3 of
30% is
8.
261.12.
Okay, thank you. This gives me 261.12. You can now get the price. Summation, please.
1131.52.
The price 1,131.52. This is the current price of the company's products based on variable cost plot method. Based on variable cost plot method. All right. We have just like 15 minutes. Please, if you have any question, you can always ask. We move to the B part of this question. The B part of this question, so that we can manage this 15 minutes out. B says, calculate price based on total cost plus pricing method. Pricing method. That means we are going to take the variable cost and the fixed cost. So you just come here to manage your time. Just pick the total variable and delivery cost. Pick it, come here, look at it. I'll come here, total variable and delivery cost per share is 870.4. Then I will now introduce my fixed cost, please. My fixed overhead. Or look at the question. What is the fixed overhead cost?
We are told it should be 80% of variable cost. 80%
Examiner
of
says
variable overhead.
80% of variable overhead. The fixed overhead cost is 80% of variable overhead. Just come here. Our variable overhead cost is 375. So just come here and say, this is equal to 80% of 375. Please compute.
300.
300.
300. You don't need to waste time here at all. That means our total cost is equal to, please sum. Total cost
117.04. 170.4.
170.4. What is the percentage markup
10%.
for total cost plus?
10%.
Thank you. 10%. Please compute 10%. That will give us 17. That should give us how much?
117.
117.
Yes, sir.
0.04. Then you can now get your price. Of course, we sum the two. You can get your price.
1287.44.
1287.44. This is the price based on. But examiner says, look, let's go to that question B. He said calculate increase or decrease in price. Oh, sorry. I have to take this off. You can't go. Examiner says calculate increase or decrease. That was the question in B. So if you go back to that D part of the question, it says calculate. Let me take us back there fast. Calculate the increase or decrease in price if the pricing policy switch to total cost plus pricing. So we just simply compare the two. Is that not? Before we were using variable cost plus pricing.
Yeah.
Compare with your total cost plus pricing. Oh, we have gone too far. I just come here. I just do increase in price. This one stop here. You say increase in price. Increase in price. For total cost plus price, we got 1,287.44. For variable cost plus price, we got 1,131.40. What the difference is, please?
It's 0.5.
Difference is, please.
52 is 0.52, not 0.40. 1,131.52.
452.
Yes, sir.
The
So
difference
let me
is,
just take it off.
the difference
I'm
is
coming, please.
1.5.92.
This is 0.52. So what the difference, please?
155.92.
8.
155.
Oh, 155. So I'm trying to pick my pen. Okay. Sorry, I'm coming. Okay, 155.92. 155.92. That is the increase in price. If the companies should change to total cost plus pricing policy, then the selling price will increase by 155 naira 92 kobo. Increase in price. All right, we are done with the B part of the question. The other question are just theories. Let's look at requirement C. Please, you can always ask your question. Requirement C say discuss whether or not including fixed costs in a transfer price is sensible. You know, now we manufacture the products and now transfer it to its retail store. They belong to the same company. Will it be reasonable to include your fixed cost in a transfer price? We are still going to get to the topic transfer pricing, where you have two divisions within the same company. We have NA division that manufacture chairs. Now, he now transfer this to the retail store for sale. Will it be sensible to include your fixed cost? Then the D part says, discuss whether retail stores should be allowed to buy from outside supplier if the prices are cheaper than this price is charged. I will only explain briefly here because this question is taking us to another topic which we have not treated. The A part and B part is taking, the C part and D part is taking us to a topic, transfer pricing, which we have not treated. So I'm going to just answer this question briefly. Let's go to the explanation that we can round up the class. Okay, we have gone too far. Okay, look at it here. This is the part C of the question. This is actually C, not A. This is the C part of the question. Let me put a note here. This is solution C. As far as the manufacturer is concerned, including fixed costs in the transfer price, we have the advantage of covering all the costs incurred. In theory, this should guarantee a profit for the division. assuming the fixed overhead absorption calculation are accurate. In essence, the manufacturer is reducing its risk in its division. The accounting for fixed costs is notoriously difficult, with many approaches possible, including fixed costs in transfer price, invites manipulation of overhead. Let me not take you too long here, because we are still going to come to that topic. We are going to discuss this, why it is not good to include fixed costs in your transfer price. It can lead to manipulation of price, of cost and prices. By the time you start relevant costing, by the time you are going to get to relevant costing, the one we explain to you why fixed cost is not relevant to decision making. Ordinarily, fixed cost should not be included in transfer pricing, because fixed cost is not a relevant cost. So I'm going to keep it low here. All right. When we get to the topic, maybe we'll be able to dwell more on that. So any question? I'm also going to keep this low. Any question? We are done with this solution. Any question, please? I have just 1 minute to check out of the classroom. All right, thank you for your time. The solution will be shared with the group as soon as we are done with this class. Please remember, you are in the online class. You must dedicate time to look at what we are solving. Gradually, we are moving. All things being equal, next week we are going to round up this topic. All right. May God give us a better understanding. I will be checking out. Good night, and let's remain blessed.